We are facing the most serious threat to public media in history. Right now, the White House is trying to rescind already approved funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, money that keeps stations like ours running. Without it, essential local journalism, trusted reporting, and podcasts like this are all at risk. If you value public media, speak up now. Visit boisestatepublicradio.org/funding to learn more and take action.
From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice, and we have a number of interesting stories for you this day. Some very tense moments yesterday in contract negotiations with Boise Police. We'll tell you about a big award for a local chef. If you haven't heard about it just yet, it comes from the James Beard Foundation. We've got details on that. And they're approaching another float season on the Boise River. That will begin this weekend. We've got details. All of this coming up. It is Wednesday, the 18th of June, and here come today's stories. It was another tense session at Boise City Hall yesterday as city officials sat across the table from negotiators with Boise Police. Contract negotiations have been going on for more than a year now, with not much movement. And yesterday, Courtney Washburn, Chief of Staff, delivered what she indicated would be the final offer, giving police some money now and then raises over the next 4 years.
Upon council approval, your officers will receive a 3% raise effective 6/29/25, so this month. In addition, our proposal has you receiving 3% every year for 4 years starting in October.
But that did not sit well with Boise Police negotiator Jaron Lee.
What did happen was a 59-page red-line contract was handed to us containing language we've never seen, proposals that have never been proposed, frankly violating ground rules that we've previously agreed to. This doesn't feel like a negotiation. It hasn't felt like a negotiation for months now. Trying to find something, trying to work it out, and we are handed a take it or leave it package.
Yesterday, Lee indicated that there would be a meeting Wednesday, today, of Boise Police Department membership. But Washburn said the proposed increases, which she said would also include the addition of 6 new detectives on the police force, will be presented to the city council next week. But as you just heard, BPD negotiators called the offer a take-it-or-leave-it situation. In the past year, there have been 10 collective labor negotiating sessions. Yesterday's was clocked in at officially 4.5 hours, but most of that time saw the parties meeting separately behind closed doors. The Department of Homeland Security says that its immigration policies remain unchanged. The clarification coming amid mixed messages from President Trump and some news reports about a federal guidance that had asked officers to largely pause some workplace raids or arrests. Yvette Fernandez reports.
The confusion began earlier this month when the New York Times obtained documentation that ICE was going to scale down on workplace raids in the meatpacking, farming, hotel, and restaurant industries. Adding to that was a social media post by Trump saying that enforcement efforts were hurting both workers and employers. But on Tuesday, DHS told NPR there has been no change in policy. Culinary Union spokesperson Ted Papageorge says the immigration crackdowns are impacting local communities.
The vast majority of immigrant workers are here. They go to our churches, their kids go to our schools, and they deserve the right to work and stay.
DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin issued a statement saying workplace operations, quote, target illegal employment networks that undermine American workers. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Yvette Fernandez.
Boise's river float season will officially start this Friday. Float the Boise is a joint operation between the city and Ada County. Here's Rod Beck, chairman of the Ada County Board of Commissioners.
There's thousands of people who float the Boise River each year, and we all work to make sure it's a very positive experience.
Once again, available services will include raft rentals and bus transportation between Barber and Ann Morrison Parks. Life jackets are available to the public for free and are critically important. says the Boise Fire Department's Mike Walker.
I would say that of all the fatalities that we've responded to over the years, had the person been wearing a life jacket, it would not have been a fatality.
Agencies estimate 150,000 people float the river each year. As we approach the 4th of July holiday, two very expected things happened yesterday at the Ada County building. Fire officials again asked Ada County officials to ban the use of fireworks in dangerous hotspots in unincorporated areas of the county. Here is Ada County Commission Chair Rod Beck opening up the public hearing on fireworks yesterday.
We have a history of doing this, and it comes up this time of year, and it doesn't ban fireworks altogether, but it does ban fireworks in dangerous areas.
But also, just as expected, Ada County Commissioner Ryan Davidson voted no. He said he didn't like the idea of government banning anything.
Well, I think people are probably going to do fireworks regardless. So philosophically, I plan to vote no.
But on a 2-1 vote, the fireworks ban will go into effect in hot spots of unincorporated Ada County. Chef Salvatore Almia, who heads the Caldwell restaurant Amano, just received the prestigious Best Chef Regional Award from the James Beard Foundation. Julie Lucata tells us more.
Almia received the award for the Mountain Region, which includes Idaho, Colorado, Utah, Montana, and Wyoming. In his acceptance speech at the ceremony hosted in Chicago on Monday night, the chef credited the women on his team for the honor.
Although if you were to ask my mom, she would probably tell you that our interview with Telemundo the other day is a bigger deal than the James Beard. Because that's where the novelas are, you know?
Almia said he was saddened and had mixed feelings about receiving the award.
Because at the same time that my immigrant story is being honored and awarded, immigrants are being deported, and those stories we may never hear those stories.
The awards honoring America's diverse culinary landscape come as the Trump administration ramps up brutal ICE raids across the country, with many in the migrant community fearing racial targeting.
It's now more important than ever that our little restaurant in one of the most ruby red states in this whole country is in that corner, and that it is a beacon of hope for kids that look like me.
Amano, which means by hand in Spanish, serves a mix of traditional Mexican cuisine from Southern California, Oaxaca, and Michoacan, with a modern fine dining twist and roots in indigenous traditions. Julie Luqueta, Boise State Public Radio News.
Thank you so much.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. To stay in touch with the news, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And thanks for listening.
Planet Money helps you understand the economy. We find the people at the center of the story.
Garbage in New York, that was like a controlled substance.
We show you how money influences everything.
Tell me what you like by telling me how you spend your money.
And we dig until we get answers.
I had a bad feeling you were going to bring that up.
Planet Money finds out. All you have to do is listen. The Planet Money Podcast from NPR.